Hey, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Kassidy Warren, and today we're going to be talking about your self-sabotaging habits that are preventing you from succeeding and achieving all of your goals, all of your dreams, and everything that you want to accomplish. So these are the 7 habits that you may or may not be aware that you are doing right now. And I can talk to you about this today because I've experienced all of these in my journey to owning a multi-million-dollar portfolio of real estate, including a bunch of short-term rentals and hotels that I'm buying. And if I would have had some of this knowledge back then, I know that I would have been able to accelerate even faster into my real estate investing journey. So with that, we're going to get into the 7 self-sabotaging habits. Number 1, procrastination. Procrastination is actually perfectionism in disguise. This is you saying, I need all of these conditions to be perfect before I'm even willing to start my project, start the next step, make the phone call, meet with the person, ask the question. This is you ruminating inside of your head, thinking and figuring out all the ways and all the things that you need to do or need to happen before you even begin to take a step forward, before you even begin to create what you want to create. This shows up in real estate all the time, especially in new investors where they are looking at properties on Zillow, on Redfin, and they maybe even go look at a property and they show up to the property, but everything's wrong with it. Nothing's good about it. It doesn't matter if it's in the best location, and they find every single reason to talk themselves out of buying this property to invest in, despite them likely needing to make all these improvements. And that's even if they get to the point where they called the real estate agent or they showed up to the house and actually went on the tour. Many real estate investors, many people, all they do is they hear and they read about what's going on through the internet, through social media, and they think interest rates are too high. There's no deals out there. Things won't cash flow. And so they prevent themselves from even beginning to go take that step. The other thing about procrastination is it shows up as you doing things to fill your day with busyness. You say, oh, I need to go journal first. I need to go have my coffee first. I need to go do this first. I need to go run errands. I need to go do this. I need to research. You fill your day with all of these things that prevent you from actually spending time and sitting down on the thing that you want to do. You're wondering why you're not making any progress, but it's because you're filling your day with other things. And ultimately, procrastination comes down to you not believing that you're worth doing the thing and achieving the thing. Procrastination is perfectionism, but it's also the self-doubt and the resistance that creeps in and prevents you from wanting to take that step forward because you know that you're going to have to hold yourself to a higher standard, or you believe that you're going to have to hold yourself to a higher standard once you achieve that thing. And so the procrastination, the perfectionism allows you to never have to feel what it feels like to achieve the thing that you want to achieve. This is a self-worth issue at its core. All self-sabotaging habits come down to it being a self-worth issue, but procrastination is you not wanting to feel what it's going to feel like to have to hold yourself to a higher standard or believe that you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. So procrastination, perfectionism, it's a self-worth. It's a lot of thinking and doing things that are not relevant to the thing that you actually want to achieve, to the goals that you want to achieve. All right, number 2, self-sabotaging habit. You focus too much on others. And so I know you're going to say, oh yeah, I know, comparison is a thief of joy. Well, yes, I'm talking about comparison, but I'm actually talking about the other end, not comparing, but you're actually focusing too much on other people's happiness or focusing too much on what other people are doing and saying that, oh, I could do that better. So there's the comparison side of, oh, I'm looking at this person that they went ahead and they did this. This is true for me. So back when Airbnb was big, there's a guy, Michael Elefante, who started an account on Instagram. He started talking about Airbnb, and now he's one of the top people in Airbnb coaching and mentorship. And he's got a bunch of companies, and he's out there buying big properties. And I compared myself to Michael for a long time because I never made the choice. I procrastinated and actually never did. And I compared myself to him. And it wasn't good for me because it actually hurt my self-worth. It hurt my ability to go do more and go take the action that I needed to take. And I was able to just keep my head down, right? So there's the comparison side, but really the other piece that I want to talk about mainly is the focusing on other people's needs and other people's happiness besides your own. So this shows up, if you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. You got to take care of your kids. They come first, right? But I would even challenge parents out there that you need to put yourself first above all else before anyone else. You need to fill your cup so that you can pour into others. You being a better person, you taking care of yourself first and not focusing on anyone else is going to be the most important thing that you can do, because then you're able to give, then you're able to inspire, then you're able to lead, then you're able to create. If you're giving yourself away to others over and over and over and over again, you're never going to be the best version of yourself. You're never going to be able to give what you need to yourself and achieve the things that you want to achieve. You have to put yourself first. So the other thing about focusing too much on others, this shows up as kind of being a hater and saying that you can do something better or commenting on other people. If you have road rage, if you're driving around and you're complaining about other drivers, yelling at other drivers, that's you focusing on other people and not yourself. I don't care what's going on, but you are paying too much attention to other people. You're commenting on how other people do things. You are standing in line watching food being made, and you're commenting on how they're making the food and how you would do it better, how they should be doing it. I am very guilty of this. And there's sort of a term for this. It's called hypervigilance, where you are watching everyone in the room and you're reading their emotions and you're reading their body language, and you're aware of what's going to happen next or what they're going to do. And you're very smart and you're very in tune with other people, but you're so focused on other people that you're not focused on your own emotions, your own actions, and your own things. And what this is doing is this is preventing you from focusing on your own joy, your own happiness, and your own actions to go do the things that you need to do and live your life the way that you want to live it. So I say, focus only on yourself. Be so selfish. Accept that people will call you selfish, but focus only on yourself, both in practice, in thought, in rest, in action. I get that you have kids. I get that there's people that may depend on you. You need to renegotiate your social contracts and only focus on yourself. If you're focusing on other people, you're not focusing on yourself, and you're not going to get better, and you're going to be continually feeling like you're stuck. So focus only on yourself so much that people wonder when you got so selfish. Focus only on yourself so much that you are rested, you're full of joy, you're inspiring others, and they are taking note. Inspire your kids, inspire your family members by focusing so much on yourself, improving yourself, and doing the things that you said you were going to do, and becoming a better, happier person. Stop worrying, stop caring, stop looking at anybody else, stop commenting on anybody else. Do not say anything about anyone else ever. Do not complain, do not comment, do not criticize. Even if it's a positive, show love, all that, create relationships, but stop focusing on other people and only focus on yourself. Do this for 6 months, 12 months, every single day, and you will see that you will start to actually do the things that you said you were going to do. All right, that was number 2. Number 3, looking into the past. So many times we get into groups of friends that maybe we knew from the past. They don't know our new self. They don't know what we want, but all we talk about is the good old days, the good times. We played football in high school, the old Uncle Rico, being able to throw the football over the mountains over there. But focusing too much on the past keeps you in the past. Even me, like I mentioned before, talking about focusing on Michael Elefante, I realized that I was still doing it. I had already recognized that I was comparing myself. Okay, I'm going to stop comparing myself. But then I still focused on the fact that I did compare myself, and I was still stuck in the past, and that little thread was pulling me back. That little thread was pulling me back into the past, and I wasn't able to focus forward. I was even talking so much about where I grew up, and I had moved from California, now I'm living in Seattle, and I had this story of myself, but all of it was in the past. All of it was this stuff that I had already done and wasn't even necessarily my story anymore. It was my corporate life. It was these other things. It didn't feel like that big of a deal, but as soon as I made the switch, as soon as I said, I'm going to start focusing only on the things in front of me. I'm going to recognize what happened. I'm going to get better. I'm going to learn lessons from my past, but man, I am only going to focus forward. I am only going to talk about what I'm doing, what I am, I have, and pursuing my goals and my dreams. I am not going to actively be bringing up anything from the past anymore. I know that sounds kind of funny, but try it. Try not mentioning anything about the past to anybody and only focusing on the things that you're doing and are going to do, and only taking the actions and the things moving forward and focusing forward. So this is a saying that I use. I say focus forward, because if you're focused forward, then your focus is not behind you and it's not pulling you back. Your past pulls you back. Recognize it, accept it, love it, appreciate it. It helped you become who you are. But if you've got big goals and big dreams, your past is not who you are. What got you here will not get you there. So even focusing on the things that you did in the past is not enough to get you to the next place that you want to go. So what this does, the way that this is self-sabotaging, is it holds us in the past. It keeps us in the past or even the present, which is fine, but it doesn't move us forward. By talking about the past, by talking about old friends, old habits, old ways, old ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, how this person hurt me, how that person hurt me, how this job fired me, how this person held me back. It is creating these threads and these ropes of things that are pulling you back and holding you back, literally and mentally holding you back in the past so that you can't even release or think about moving into the future. By only focusing forward and speaking into the future and pulling your future forward, you are going to be able to take the steps. And there's going to be this weight that gets lifted off of your shoulders the more and more that you stop talking about the past. All right. That was number 3. Number 4, self-sabotaging habit. This is not resting, not taking rest. This is the grind until you die mentality, the lone wolf mentality, the I'll do it myself mentality, the if you want it done right, do it yourself mentality. How many of you out there are shaking your head right now? Yep, that's me. Yep, only I can do the work. Only I can. I got to stay up. There's the 5 to 9, 9 to 5, and the 5 to 9. There's 3 shifts a day. There's 18 hours, sleep until you die. No. The hustle culture, not cool. There are seasons. There are phases. There are sprints where you need to be heads down and get the work done, but you should be doing it with a team. Doing it alone puts it all on your shoulders, puts everything on your shoulders, and you're not doing as good of a job as you think you are. Just because you have a busy task list and just because you're working from morning until night doesn't mean that you're actually accomplishing anything. Checking boxes off a list just because isn't actually doing the thing that you think it's doing. The real work is in taking care of yourself, getting rest. And when I say rest, I'm talking about, yes, sleep. Get 8 hours of sleep and also do things that bring you joy. So rest is also bringing joy and bringing experiences into your life, doing things for fun, connecting with people, doing non-work activities, doing non-business activities, doing non-real estate activities, and going and having fun. For me, I had to go on like a 6-month discovery of the things that I love and enjoy. And one of the main things that came out of that was I realized how much I love sauna, steam room, cold plunge. And so every single week, at least once a week, maybe even twice, I go and I do an hour or more of sauna, and cold plunge. And I do these cycles and I feel absolutely incredible and it energizes me and I feel rested and I sleep like a baby. If you are not having things in your life that bring you joy and give you rest, you are burning yourself out. Burnout is caused from putting everything on your shoulders and not asking for help. It is so selfish for you to just be doing things on your own and not taking care of yourself. You are hiding something. You are avoiding something. You are avoiding your emotions. You are avoiding your friends. You're avoiding your family. You are doing things actively to avoid actually growing yourself. By becoming someone that can ask for help and not just doing it all on your own, that's when the growth happens. That's when real goals are achieved. But you're afraid to ask for help because you think it makes you look weak. Or really, deep down, you don't believe that you're worth the additional things that are going to come with the success. You don't believe that you're worth the help. You're unwilling to accept help. If you haven't figured out how to accept help from other people yet, there's no way you're going to succeed in business or at entrepreneurship. So the lone wolf, grind until you die mentality, that is so old school. Living an integrated life with wellness, happiness, joy, rest, working out every day, getting outside. These are the things that will ensure that you live a long, healthy life and are more successful in the long run. People from the outside, successful people, they look at lone wolves and they can smell it, they can see it, and they stay as far away from it as possible. Truly successful people, if you want to work with the best, they can smell your lone wolf mentality from a mile away and they want nothing to do with it. They can see it in your body language. They can see it on your face. They can see it because you're not in shape, because you're not going to the gym at all. They can hear it in your language. They can sense your fakeness. They can sense your exhaustion, the things that you are saying, the way that you look, and how you're presenting. Truly successful people can sense that from a mile away and they want nothing to do with it. So think about that. It is not honorable to just do everything on your own and not get rest. All right. Number 5, limiting beliefs, self-doubt. So I've talked a little bit about it, but this is a self-sabotaging habit. And for me, this shows up uncontrollably, I'll say, where I will have such a great day. I'll be riding high. I'm at the freaking top of the roller coaster. Things are looking great. Not the top of the roller coaster, top of the mountain. And then I'm laying down to bed and all of a sudden all these thoughts come flooding in about you're not worth it. What are you even trying to do? Why are you trying to create content? Why are you starting a podcast? Who cares what you have to say? Like, what, you think you can actually go build a hotel that people want to stay at? These are real thoughts that I have. These are real things that happen to me. And it's on my best days too. Sometimes it's every day. The trick is not allowing it to seep into your actions. It's okay to have the thoughts, but you need to go talk to people. You need to go tell someone about it. I am so fortunate that my wife is willing to sit and listen to me talk. And every other day I'm saying how I don't think I can do this, right? And I know if you've been following me for a while, you see stuff and you see the success and you see whatever, like, and I'm not even portraying that much success, but you might think that I'm feeling great every day. This is not true. Every morning, every night, I have thoughts. I have doubts, these real thoughts. And the voice in my head is my own voice, right? Or it's people appearing in my mind's eye of talking to me, people that I trust, people that I love, telling me that I'm not worth it, telling me you're stupid. Like, why are you doing this? So these are real things. The way to combat this, there's a couple ways. Literally just keep moving. Like, keep taking the actions forward, getting the reps in, getting the practice in. You need to also surround yourself with a community of people that are doing the thing that you want to do. So, for example, buying hotels, there's absolutely no way I would have bought a hotel, especially as quickly as I did, if I didn't join the mastermind that I'm in. And it's a group of people that were all there just to buy hotels. And it's people that are new to buying hotels, people that are really experienced. But I am in this group where if I didn't have them at every step of the way in buying that first hotel, There's no way I would have been able to raise money. There's no way I would have known about anything, about how to run a hotel. There's no way I would have been able to get the next one. But like the truth is that a lot of people don't know what they're doing. But as a community, as a group, we're able to work together and we're able to do it. So the limiting beliefs and self-doubt can be combated very heavily by being a part of a group and being vulnerable, being open to hearing, like telling people and then hearing their feedback and getting feedback from them and getting support. You need cheerleaders in your life. The other way to combat self-doubt is to journal, write things down, and write them down in future tense. I am, I have, and I'll probably do another episode on just kind of this journaling topic. But whenever you have self-doubt creeping into your mind, grab a notebook, grab a pen, and literally write the opposite of what your thoughts are telling you. I'm not worth it. Well, I am worth it. I can do this. I have this. I am buying real estate. I am starting my business. I am the most successful, right? So get a journal and use I am and I have statements to combat these negative thoughts and read it and read the stuff every day in your own handwriting. And what that does is that's the repetition of your own thoughts and your own writing, telling you that you're good enough, telling that you can do it. So even though you've got these thoughts in your mind, your own writing and your own pen wrote down the things that you want to do and that you want to achieve and that you are worth it. So really getting the reps in. So last couple self-sabotaging habits here. Number 6, vices and coping mechanisms. This is the drinking, the smoking, the vaping, the weed, the gummies, the glass of wine every night, the gambling, anything that takes time away and alters your state, especially on a habitual basis. This is preventing you from achieving your dreams. I can attest to this. I had multiple vices, multiple coping mechanisms. So I've been sober for almost 8 years now from alcohol, and it's the best decision that I've ever made. Since I've gotten sober from alcohol, I've bought over $13 million in real estate, short-term rentals, hotels. I've started this podcast. I've met amazing people, moved up in the world, gotten in the best shape I've ever been in, and will continue to do so. And you can trace it all the way back, starting to when I decided to get sober. I was using tobacco in various forms over the years, on again, off again. And I don't like talking about it. I don't like admitting it. That's probably the most embarrassing one for me, because I know how unhealthy it is. I just don't, I can't believe that I was using tobacco, smoking cigarettes, cigars at some point, vaping. I was smoking hookah for a while. And it's like really embarrassing to me. And the time that it took away and the habitual nature of it took everything away from me. One, from a time perspective, the drinking for sure, going out, drinking every night, like even if it was just at home, waking up, being out of sorts, hungover, still drunk from the night before. That's all time. And then you add in how I feel and the health aspect and my body and my mental state, and you're just stealing your success away from you. And with cigarettes, with vaping, not only does it take time and, every hour going outside to smoke a cigarette or just fucking puffing away on that vape over and over and over again, or like even when I was doing hookah, it took a long time to just do one session. And, I was like, oh, I'm on my phone, I'm doing work. It's not the same as just sitting down and being focused. And the other piece of these coping mechanisms, really not just the physical and the time aspect, the emotional aspect. I was talking to a guy even about vaping, and he knows he should quit. And he said to me, he's like, when I vape, sometimes it makes me really depressed. When I hit that vape, sometimes it makes me really depressed. Think about that. Yes, it's probably better than cigarettes in some ways, but his emotional state is shifted to being depressed from hitting the vape. But many times we're grabbing the pack of cigarettes, we're grabbing the Zyn, we're grabbing the chew, we're hitting the vape because we're stressed, because we're coping with something, because we had a bad day. And it's habitual, not only the habitual aspect, but we are using it to cope with our own emotions. And then that's stealing the time away that we need to sit with our emotions and deal with them and become a better person. By not using alcohol, weed, booze, tobacco, we are stealing, or by not using those things, we are giving ourselves the ability to sit with our emotions. And that is how we grow. That is how we feel more confident in ourselves. That is how we then say, I'm going to go do this. By using these substances, you are numbing your emotions. You are numbing your body's natural ability to deal with the things that you need to deal with to become a better person, to then go do the things that you want to do. All of these things, all of these self-sabotaging habits, once you learn to sit with your emotions and get to know yourself at a deeper level, you are then able to push past these habits so much faster, so much better, so much more consistently. And a switch flips. You turn into someone that can deal with their emotions, that are unaffected. They're unaffected by what's going on around them. Imagine that. I have this goal for myself. I want to be the type of person that I can be sitting down in a busy airport with multiple children all around me, other people's kids, families, and they could just be screaming in my ear. They could be just screaming in my ear, and I am completely unaffected. I am completely unbothered. My emotional state is level. I'm happy. I'm in tune. Imagine that for yourself. Imagine being able to go through life in control of your emotions, or able to deal with your emotions, where other people's actions don't affect you, where other people's, things don't affect you, where you are able to move through life in control and so confident in your abilities. So back to the vices. The reason I mention that is because these vices are stunting your emotional growth. They are stunting your ability to feel and to deal with situations, both positive and negative, in a way that allows you to actually then go translate into successful actions from an emotional state. And then also just they're time suckers, incredible time suckers and health suckers. And they take away from your mental state. And the last thing on vices, because I know for some people this is a sensitive subject and they might be taking it personal right now, the weed gummies. They don't help you sleep better. I have slept so much better since not having gummies anymore. It's been probably over a year, maybe 18 months. I have gotten so much better sleep not having the weed gummies. You might fall asleep faster, but the sleep is not REM. It's not good. You're lying to yourself if you think you're actually getting better sleep on the weed gummies. So, all right, vices, coping mechanisms. You know where I stand there. But to each their own, right? It's everyone's choice of when they want to change. So the last self-sabotaging habit is consuming and not creating. We are all creators. We are all artists. We are all athletes. We are all people here to do something, create something with our hands, to build big buildings, to buy real estate, to create experiences, to create art. We are here to create something, but we spend so much time on our phones. We spend so much time on our phones, and we say that we're tired and we need a rest and we've had a long day. I challenge you that the next time that you spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour scrolling through social media, at the end of that, ask yourself, do you actually feel rested? Do you actually feel rested from scrolling on social media? Or is it just another vice and a coping mechanism to not feel your feelings, to not do the things? I'm guilty of this. I have consumed so much social media. I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of reels. And I study people. I study accounts. I study creators. But also, I'm avoiding doing the thing that I need to do. So this is a self-sabotaging habit because you're in control of your phone, of your device, of your habits. It is another addiction, and it's a killer of dreams because you waste so much time scrolling. When you're a creator, you need to stop consuming and start creating. Stop consuming, start creating. The sooner that you can get off the phone, the sooner that you can get off the devices, the sooner that you recognize that everything in this world is a distraction and is adding to your distractions of not doing the things that you want to do, the sooner that you realize that, the sooner that you're going to be able to break free and start creating what you want to create. All right. So the 7 self-sabotaging habits, I'm going to run through them real quick. Procrastination. It's perfectionism in disguise. You are worth it. Take action. It doesn't have to be perfect. Focusing too much on others. This hypervigilance, this criticism, this commenting on other people, this even taking care of others before yourself. Take care of yourself first. Focus on yourself first. Looking into the past and holding on to the past. Let go. Don't do it. Focus forward. Not resting and grinding until you die. The lone wolf mentality. Stop it. Get rest. Take care of yourself. Do the things that you need to do on a regular basis to re-energize yourself. All right, limiting beliefs and self-doubt. Avoiding the self-doubt thoughts by journaling, by taking care of yourself, and having a community of people that can counter the self-doubt. You need a community. And then vices and coping mechanisms. They are time suckers, they're health suckers, and they're emotional stunters. So stop them, and they're terrible for you. And then the final self-sabotaging habit, consuming and not creating, consuming social media, using your phone as a distraction and a coping mechanism instead of just creating what you want to create. All right, everybody, I really appreciate you. I love you all. Thank you for listening. Please leave a 5-star review, leave some comments, follow me on social media. I'm at Kassidy.Warren, and love you all. Peace.